So it looks like the iPhone 14, as far as I can tell right now on iOS 18.2, is actually doing pretty good. Now, I've been looking and kind of monitoring all the different posts that have been happening in my comment sections, but as well as on Reddit. And when I kind of just go through the iOS 18.2 videos, it looks to me that some people, complain about a lot of issues that they have, which are very fair. But it looks to me that there's kind of a cutoff point to where the most amount of, problems and stuff kind of happen, to where the phones kind of end up getting a little bit better on this version of software. Now, the iPhone 16s and the 15s, I think, are probably going to run this phone the best. The software is pretty much tailored for these phones. And the iPhone XR and XS on iOS 18.2 are just naturally not going to do that well right now because they're just the oldest, they're just the slowest. So that's kind of what ends up happening. But when you actually take a look at iOS 18.2 and which phone tends to kind of be the cutoff point to when it starts becoming pretty good versus pretty bad, it kind of is the iPhone 14 from my personal experience, but from what a lot of people are also stating. I've seen a lot of complaints about the iPhone, 11s, iPhone 12s, iPhone 13s, and I've seen a lot of complaints with the 14s and 15s and 16s as well. But it seems like there's a drastically less amount of complaints I'm seeing on the iPhone 14s than on the iPhone 13s and below. So that actually makes me pretty happy about owning something like an iPhone 14, because this is still one of those phones that still, is going to hold up fairly well for the next couple of years. And if this phone ends up getting pretty decent on this version of software, that's going to be a really, really nice thing to have within this type of phone. So from what I'm seeing, that's kind of what is kind of showing, the situation now. Now, when you take a look at the differences here, I think the only thing you can kind of give for the iPhone 14, maybe the series of that, is possibly the chipset, but it was the same chipset as the iPhone 13. So I'm not really too sure why that's even the case, but it maybe is because of just the, other features inside or, other areas like that. I'm not really too sure, but that was one very, very big thing that I was noticing there too. So if you do own an iPhone 14, if you're planning on buying one, you're probably going to notice that the software is probably going to be better than you would think. It's probably going to run better than you think. And again, it's not going to be perfect. There's going to be issues, but I think Apple did a pretty decent job within iOS 18.2 on the iPhone 14, but it still has a lot of work to do. So that's kind of my thoughts on this. If you have any other thoughts or questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.